Welcome back, everyone. I'm Toby. This is Saint, and we have taken over for Demon and Haze. They need to go back to bed.
Yeah, I think they're going to be sleeping for a few hours. A little bit jealous.
We have got 3 more games to go until we'll know the winners of the EU Open Wingman Series here for season 9, and we got one more Wrangles and two one more Miramar than 2 Wrangles, and then I gotta admit, I'm a little, given the fact that we saw crazy circles last night, and these teams on a Wrangle have played some pretty interesting circles already. I want to see some more shoreline endings and all these crazy things once we do get over to Wrangle.
Yeah, as long as it's sort of competitive circles. You know,
it has to remain its integrity. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. We don't want to full YOLO it.
I've been very surprised so far. Obviously, the first 2 winners today have all been CIS teams.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah,
it's a very CIS lobby right now.
Yeah, indeed it is. I mean, Chechnya, they got themselves a very, very decent win here in the last game. Some might argue that a bit of a whiff from Scaff gave them that victory, but you know what? I mean, we saw it yesterday too, as we talked about during the broadcast as well. You get what you're given, and you got to make the most of it. If your opponent is missing his shot, you better then make sure that you land yours. And well, I mean, now I can't pronounce his name, but in any case, the one player that got the double kill, enemy Bobashka? Enemy Bobashka, yeah, exactly, got himself a double kill there in the end. So whether your opponent's whiffing some bullets or not, getting a 1v2 in the end is always tricky, and you pull it off.
It was nice to do. There's a 6-point kill, 6-point double kill rather, because obviously you're getting those extra placement points as well. So it's a really big win for them, and it should help to really push them up the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They that win alone should have bounced them up quite far. Of course, we are on the 2nd day. For those of you guys who didn't watch yesterday, first 6 games were played there. I mean, I'm sure Demon and Haze has already talked about these things, but we weren't here when they talked about those things. So yeah, we were cast. When did we get home last night? I don't even know. Like 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, exactly. Or last night.
Yeah,
a few hours ago. But we are in for a treat of 3 games. Will be coming up short. We'll get a look at the leaderboard coming into it as well, and then later on today we'll have the EU Pro as well. It's going to follow right after this, approximately starting at 5 o'clock, I think, and then we're hopping over to the NA scene in, a little later on in the evening. So plenty of PUBG coming your way, but first let's take a look at the leaderboard after that game. Chechnya Energy, they got themselves a 15-point victory there, and UMX up there as well. I mean, Scav and his teammate, they have, I think they had 2 wins through the group stages, and it was very, I want to call it momentum-based, because all the good performances came pretty much under Miramar, actually. So the fact they get a win here already, that's, or a 2nd place at least, that's pretty decent. Now let's see if they can bring it into the next game too.
Yeah, they're bringing it through that form that they had on Miramar from the group stage, and they're doing it again. But we saw in NA with Thomas and Oldest, if you remember, that they were really good on one map, but they just fell apart everywhere else.
I gotta ask a question: can you have GIF logos in this?
I mean, you obviously can.
Paper gas and Metson, yeah. Exactly. There
you go.
Huh, that's interesting. I don't think it actually translates into the game, but that's pretty cool. GIF logos. Didn't know that was a thing. And then, as we can see here, only headshots. No Tech team. No Tech were sitting in 1st place in the group stages, and they have pooped the bed. I mean, honestly, 9 games and 8 points in total.
Yeah, I mean, I think our only PEL duo down in 22nd as well. I was expecting them to be doing a lot better. I mean, they still have time to turn it around. If they can get a win now, then suddenly they're going to be back sort of top 10, top 12 at least. So, I mean, there's still a chance, but I mean, being that far down, it's considering who they are. It's a big surprise for me.
I mean, this is a duo tournament, and of course, when we take the 16 best of 2 regions, then you are going to have a higher level of play than you had in your group stage of 32 from 1. So of course the average level will be higher, and in all fairness, I mean, we've talked about this before, how these duos tournaments, I mean, there's just no room for error.
Yeah, and it's also like, if you come in and you have a bad first game, then you get a bit annoyed with the game mode. There's a lot of people that like to blame the game mode for like doing badly, you know.
Yeah, I see what
like
you
they
mean,
have 1 or 2 bad games, and then suddenly that's because it's duos.
Because duos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, I sort of understand it sometimes. Like, if you don't get the circle in duos, you just have to salvage the game. Like, yeah, I mean, you are not going to get in. You just need to get a couple of kills. Try and get a couple of placement points. And I think there are some players that don't really recognize that that's just the way duos is. That you take your luck and you turn that into a win, and then you take the games you don't get your luck and you turn it into like a 4-point or 5-point.
And then even that's impressive. I mean, it's that's a difficult feat in itself. But we've seen players do it over and over again, and course, that kind of means that it's not exactly an impossible thing to do. Now, Circle does well, pretty much go center on Chumacera. We know that the church down by where T-Bone is has a certain magnetic pull to it, and then the southern hills to some extent do as well, down towards Toga and Flak down there. They do tend to bring some games to end down that area. But then again, of course, I mean, we don't know. The only thing we know is where things will shift away from Phase 4 and Phase 8, and other than that, it can go a little everywhere.
Yeah, I think M47 have a bit of a bad memory with that church when they, I think it was Luke.
Oh, yeah, he was holding them off, yeah.
But this time, if they're the ones in the church, you have to expect that, obviously, provided the circle goes where you might expect it to.
True.
They should be in for a good game here, and they should be looking to turn around their form in the leaderboard.
See us and MJO, they're sharing a component. I don't think any one of them really want to do that. S12K, you can see him sitting completely still. He's just waiting for MJ to come and loot over here. Maybe he's trying to bait with that first aid around the corner. No vest, but has a shotgun, and
Billem's on the way as well.
I was going to say, unless if Billem silent pulled up for a while, then this sitting still.
I'm pretty sure EMEA already knew, because they dropped in the compound together, right? So they should know if, because the first thing you do is you always look around.
So that's why I'm wondering why he's sitting still, not getting himself a west.
Well, presumably he's looted the house, didn't find anything, or he's just scared.
I mean, I wouldn't assume so.
Right, I mean,
given the fact that there's an SKS on the ground in front of him. I mean, now he's running around too. Yeah. MJ, I don't think is going to push on over there, especially not having hurt the vehicle as well. That should be the clear indicator that there's more than one opponent now. So I would assume, either try to find an off angle himself or just try and get away from here somehow. But
it's a phrase we use all the time where you need to isolate 1v1s.
Yeah.
That's like the catchphrase of duos. And I mean, there's an opportunity here. Oh, there's one.
Seen as well. Oh, tax him once. Do you really want to peek back into this, or do you just want to get the hell out of here?
I don't think he can get out, really. He doesn't have a vehicle. This is where he runs out the house. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because he landed on the building. So he shouldn't have a vehicle, unless there's one hidden, like, just next to him. So, like, his job now is to just try and get a point, try and get 2 points, because Marco is on the way, and then we'll have a proper 2v2, and it's actually a pretty strong position in the compound.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
it makes sense.
It's not really a position you necessarily want to give up, and if you can commit to that 2v2, and if you can win it with Marco's help, then suddenly you're in a really good spot.
Only issue is that T-Bone and Vasco, they will have heard those shots Nate Scott. You can see them actually looking north now. They are in the church just above, and they will have perfect vision, especially if MJ is playing this roof. It's going to be I don't want to call it a suicidal position, but there will be no place for him to find cover, because jumping off this building, you will have to go down to the side, at which they'll be continuing to look at them. And I think both T-Bone, yep, they're. I mean, shots are being exchanged now, but I think this has got to be MJO down real soon.
I think that was actually Erzdeath shooting over Marco. So, but now he strikes.
Yep.
T-Bone strikes with the SLR, gets Mio down, and that's insta flush. Instant point for him.
Just double headshot. I think they both headshotted him. Yeah. Like, that was pretty much instant headshot with an SLR. Oh no, that was the Winchester SLR combo. I like that.
To be fair, I really like the new Winchester. Like with its scope now, it's fun. I mean,
it's fun. Yeah. That's a good word for it. It's a fun whip.
It's not a gun you're going to take over an SLR or a Mini. Yes, you have to. Like, this is the only thing you can find. But it's usable now, I think.
Can he get them? Ravens had a absurdly. Oh my lord! He's just turning around.
See him?
He did not expect that at all.
Yeah, I think
Smakus didn't see him stopping at all.
Yeah, I think actually Stim was already there, and a Blink just drove straight past, and then Stim used that as bait to grab the knock. I don't know necessarily whether they'll get the kill, but
they might be able to. It all depends on Sicario. Yep, he's been tagged 3 times. That's the flush coming in from Blink as well. As you can see, a pretty damn busted vehicle for him. And no, I think Stims has his had his Marauder right here. You're right, and that's just a great play. And in all fairness, and also an error, I guess you can say, from Smakus to kind of tunnel vision on that one vehicle driving past. Oh, that's
do you know, with the first 2 kills of the game for UMX, obviously we saw them do well last game with the 10 points.
Yeah,
and they're already on the way to a good one. But they're not in an amazing position in the circle. And obviously they've just got rid of one of the vehicles they could have used. But I mean, that's a
2-point game right there.
You always take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's almost going to toss him to the left side of the leaderboard.
I think it will. Like, bar a very weird game. Yeah, 2 points already puts him top 16 in the game.
When we don't have any team with a lot of kills, and it spreads out a little more, sometimes we get 2 points for like 16th place. But normally normally 3 points and above, it's all on the left side of the leaderboard.
Marco is in a rough spot here. Now that he lost his teammate up on the top side of that house, I think Billam and Erzdith recognised that's what happened and just went straight for it. Just pushing for the kill now. And that nade, I think that's good.
Yeah, that's a risk. It also really limits where he can peek from. That's the main issue here. It really limits his options because he knows, as you can see here, as soon as he exposes himself to the church, they will be shooting at him.
He also has no sound whilst that, just after that nade goes off, the sound, it just goes completely. And Billam actually knocks his teammate. Does Marco know? He has nades. He get a nade in the window.
He has to know.
That was
oh my lord!
That was almost. It was almost a singularity from last night.
We've seen this way too many times where a breach just full on fails due to the fact that someone doesn't know how to line up with your teammate. I mean, you just the guy who's shooting. Either you don't shoot. Like, if you want to shoot, you make sure to go behind the guy or next to him. You never go in front when your teammate is shooting.
We always get this, like, weird situation where the first guy that goes in, he's supposed to be the bait. You know, the first guy running up the stairs just keeps running, and the second guy is the one that peeks. And I'm pretty sure it was the other way around, where the first guy stopped and started shooting, and the second guy, he either doesn't do anything, and his teammate might get knocked and just dies, or he runs up the stairs and tries to do something, and unfortunately he gets tagged in the head.
You have to keep going in order to make sure that your teammates can get in as well. It's like what like I talked about with Hayes as well in terms of theater. Whenever you have like those scenes where you have like 40 people on the stage at the same time, whenever you're done with the scene and you have to leave, like the curtain goes up and stuff like that. Oh, let's hold that thought for a second. Kill it in. Might get a double on Switch. Oh, that's a bait on for the vehicle, but they actually push around the right side. One. Oh, nope, no knock's coming in. So Bai does go down immediately in return. Mage being able to fight the knock there. Flush should be coming in as well. Nice attempt of escaping, but not going to happen. No, but as soon as you go off the stage, if the first person leaving stops running out immediately and think, oh, I'm out now, I'm fine. Well, the other 39 aren't, so you better then continue until you have enough space that 39 people can fit. And that's the same thing when you're peeking. If you're the first guy, as you said, if you're the first guy taking the angle, you better peek it as wide, like so wide that your teammate can assist some way as well.
It's a very scary lineup for. I think Merrick's might see him, or it might be aware that there's someone down there. And that's
it is in a shadowy room with a dark helmet, so it's going to be really difficult to see.
I would assume he knows someone's in the compound based on like vehicles around it and so on. So
also just take for granted, I guess.
Like when you're doing those sort of jiggle peaks, you're either A, just looking around, or B, you're trying to bait shots. And that's why you keep moving, because then it becomes so hard to hit. So you bait those shots for information, and you use that to sort of plan out your next move.
True. Circle. Ooh, that's a Southern Heart shift. Interesting one at that.
Well, we're not going to the church.
Not at all. We are going down south, though, that's for sure. There's some compounds in this area, but for the most, it's very, very scarce and open. And the main issue here is that not only is it open, but the level of the terrain is very, very, very diverse. So all the roads you see with pavement or asphalt, there are the low points. And of course with the water as well, and then everything else pretty much is just steep hills and pretty much on the level of mountains, and that means vehicles very hard to use, because unless if you go downhill, you're going to be driving extremely slow, and also more often than not, you're absurdly exposed at all times because you don't have those massive rocks or those big trees to hide behind once you go that far south.
Scav's found a little toy to play with, but Horseman's going to escape. Oh no, you're not dead. The vehicle is trying to get some style points, but one more bullet should do it. He's going to have to hop out, so it should be Scav's kill. There you go. Just about gets it in the end.
Yeah, he spent a little... I mean, in my opinion, as soon as you're out of that vehicle, you just take your gun and start shooting. He was like spinning around a little. Maybe he tried to locate where the shots were coming from. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find them fast enough, and Horsemen do go down. So down to 49 players, and as I said, this circle shift, really brutal. And look at how many players are trying to push up on foot from the northern side of Chumacera.
Yeah, I expect, not necessarily this circle, but next circle we're going to lose a lot of players in that area of the map.
Especially if it goes south. I mean, that's going to be absolutely
even
horrible.
If it centres, you're looking at all the teams on sort of the north side of the Chumacera road. They have to cross completely in the open with no vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they have a lot of utility, I don't see them making
so many teams wanted to play center in the previous circle, which makes sense, but now they have to leave because there's so many next to them. They can't really just take their cars and drive around because they're kind of caught in the middle of this whole traffic jam. And when you have the entire pool of players trying to push south, you essentially find yourself at a concert. And if the entire crowd wants to go left, well, you can't go right because you're being forced that direction along the rest of them.
I'm curious, like, what positions we will see teams play in this circle, just because a lot of the positions in this circle are only playable with 4 people.
Yeah.
Like, the one the Beam is in, right in the middle of the map, that compound, it's impossible to control with one. Like, he's on his own, he's lost Trico, but even if there were 2, like, you just can't look around enough.
Yeah, That's normally how it ends up with those big open areas.
It's a bike in there.
Yeah, a bike inside the house. Yeah, I was just thinking.
Lost it. I think they exploded the car in his.
Oh, they did manage to get the tire. I mean, the teammate got killed.
Yeah.
BTM set. He got eliminated. So he's very, very cold in that building. Fortunately, he is inside the circle, but it's only by by 60 meters or something like that.
And Spoof's got some very unfriendly people just to his west that he looks like he knows about. So in a bit of a tough spot. And even if he does win that fight, I think Eternal Faith is just going to walk straight behind them and just start slacking them up.
Yeah, you'd assume so. At least 3 HP now. Spoof trying to stay put.
Instantly, the nades are out. Yeah, one nade, like anywhere in his in the region.
Now he goes down. Perfectly exactly. Urs gets knocked as well. That's the second knock point. I believe Billum was one to knock him just earlier.
Bob's actually in quite a nice position here because if they want to push for the flush, they have to cross this angle, but they spot him, so they're not going to push for now. But like, if he'd sort of been able to bait one of them to push across to the open, he could have knocked them and just got a free kill. And then then it's a 1v1, then it's like 50-50. But I mean, he's got to peek into two people. Yeah. And normally, if you peek into a DMR, you could sort of get away with it because if you get a headshot, you just stop peeking. But when you peek into two bullets will put you down.
Yeah. Blink finds himself Billum as well, so that's going to be their team eliminated. Teams are still pushing in. You can see now NMD getting 8 kills on towards the guys up north. That's actually potentially helping out BNC Cray a little bit here because he was being contained by the SOMF team, and well, these are now teammate has gone down from that. We saw El Giganten lose one as well, I believe. Or was it El Giganten finding one? You see Norcus and Ghost are down south there, miles out in the open.
Yeah, this I think probably the first time in recent history that I've seen some more bridge camp while Seacosts.
Yeah.
So El Giganten's pulled it off, got a kill, but talking of kills, Eternal Faith has finally found a player. Blink Dagger goes down in short order, and his teammate is not really in a position to do anything about it. So
he's running. Oh,
oh no!
Oh no! He's jumped down! Run!
If he'd cooked that like the tiniest bit more, that was him gone.
Yeah, good thing he didn't cook that nade for any longer. That would have been him dead. T-Bone and Vasco have found themselves a center position, and they do go up now against Lugarux. Ooh, Cray does find the last remaining player. CMD goes down, and well, I mean, he still has quite a run to make, so things aren't exactly easy from here, but he did have a bike, so maybe, just maybe there's a right for him to go, but you can see he's pushing into 6 people now. That probably will be him dead.
T-Bone's in a bit of a rough spot here. He's completely surrounded by the back-to-Lucy players. He's around Scav in the open, and Menkyu actually gets a knock. I don't know what Scav was doing up there. I would assume trying to fight height, but I
think everyone's just trying to get towards the circles. Yeah, there's so many players caught in the open up there. Exactly. So many players caught in the open.
Yeah, T-Bone got the drop onto Ivers, so now into a 2v1. And Vasco's like on the high ground, protecting him. But T-Bone has to be careful that he doesn't sort of push in on his own and just get knocked and flushed by Lugarux. So I think Vasco's joining him on his left now. So, but actually he gets knocked. So Lugarux.
He gets them both. He gets them both. Wow, Lugarux. He just knew. Full awareness of their position. Oh, that's a little bullet in the back towards your teammate. I guess that's fair when you get a double kill as long as you don't knock him. But holy cow, Lugarux just dumpstering the N47 duo.
Fiendwell has found 2 people as well. Norcus, last one up for his team, and he's in a rough spot there. Super low on HP. I think like 1 bullet will do it. I'm surprised they don't push, but the nade's going to come out. And if this nade's anywhere near him,
at least it should guarantee a flush. Oh, that was an
well,
interesting bounce, but it did work.
Norcus is repositioned. He's actually got the drop on them. Fight goes down, and now it's just Fiendwell. Super low, like 1 bullet. Norcus is going to turn this around, I think. He whips out the nade. This should be all she wrote. Yeah, straight on his head.
So that should be guaranteed kill. Norcus finds himself the double. Unfortunately, his teammate does go down, so not a whole lot more to it. Then that phase 4 is going to be coming up now, and it's hard shift in north. That's a little different from what we're used to. And all these players that were comfortably sitting on the western side, expecting the circle to go in that direction, they have to make either a push into Chuma or around. But I would strongly assume that the majority of those players are trying to find their way into Chumacera.
Yeah, and all those teams that already were in Chumacera, like if this circle had gone anywhere else, they were dead. Yeah, this is a godsend for them. You both went down to the zone there. It's a bit rough.
Very
I'm loving this if I'm flacking the Orin in that compound. I mean, yes, it's kind of hard to hold as a duo. But you could sort of assume that the whole west is going to be clear because no one can run in that open, or no one will even bother risking it. So you can sort of just watch east, watch down in the valley, and grab a couple of kills there. But it's the sort of position you take if you just want to get some placement points.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like it's going to work out.
You have a solid flat land on all sides of that building too, or the compound. So even if people do push you, unless if they somehow silent pull up without you noticing anything, then you will have at least some seconds of alert before they're on your doorstep, and that should be enough at least to give you the first couple of bullets and somewhat of an advantage in the fight.
Yeah, Mysis and Myro trying to find a way in. There are sort of ridges they can play.
I think they're checking if the compound on the right side is open, just like driving past it and trying to see if anyone's shooting. Yeah, now that they aren't, they don't want to.
I would be surprised if they try and work towards the sort of the eastern edge of Jumisera instead. Or like from where they are, if they use that to scout in.
How would they play this?
Like on the silo, like it's a really nice position, that silo. You can also, like, the good thing with it is you can control all the people that are already in Jumisera. You're now in the power position to keep them out.
Meister sits in a shack.
I think he's just there to cover whilst Mario goes and clears it out. But like very soon now, I expect they'll join up.
Maybe, we'll see. So it's going to start closing in 140 until it's all the way there. And as you can see here, there are quite a few players that have, found a need, I guess, to remain in the...
9 of the 16 teams are in or right on the edge of Jumisera.
Exactly. Like so if this circle hard shifts southeast now, it's going to be, the game is going to be over before it's going to come to an end, essentially. I mean, it's going to be practically impossible for half these teams to get there. All the teams in Juma, I think the majority of them gave up on vehicles quite a while ago, so they don't even have them nearby. You see Mice is now driving down and around, trying to find himself in a better place. And I mean, literally all playable compounds facing the circle are taken in Juma.
I'm kind of confused why Mice and Mario aren't playing together, particularly because they know Mario's position. They're going to get pushed from the west at some point.
I mean, right now they have a golden split.
Yeah, but it's also very risky because if someone sneaks up on Mario, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. Like, he will get it. Like, if Stimmix walks east,
I would assume Maro is right now playing from a position where, he's going to say he's going to go down. Like, once Meisters realizes that compound's open, there's no reason to sit on that hill.
Yeah, you get so much control of the ridges, but I mean,
it's just not worth it.
I kind of feel like you've got, like, 30 seconds until the zone hits. You might as well just wait in both. If you already have this bit.
Yeah, and then you could have prioritized which one you want to go for.
And you also know that compound's always going to be clear. So if you then grouped up on the west and this went east, you just go back. True. Like, no one can get there.
Sicario has been a lonely player for a while. Lost his Megas in Picado in the very start of the game. Now NMD trying to stay alive here. Seems like a smoke's being thrown. A rest attempt might be coming in, but I do not expect that to work out.
Mario and Meister change their mind again. They go uphill. I wonder if Meister's maybe run out of fuel.
No, I think
they only have one.
Oh, it actually hard shift. No.
This is perfect for them because they can use this position. Like, everyone in Jumisera needs to go to them.
They're going down again. Up and down and up and down. It's like a public transportation they've got going there, like their own little bus line.
I'm surprised they're not going to stay there and commit to the kill points because we see how influential kill points are.
In all fairness, once people do get out into those fields and into the open, sitting from that compound is going to be, they're going to be farming a ton. Because they have that second floor in the building where they can get a perfect overview of the field. And they're far enough away that if they have scopes, there won't be any foliage, there won't be anything. So they'll just be players essentially prone in the field.
There's also the caveat of all those people that are already in Jumisera, like 2 or 3 people are going to make it out. Whereas if they could stay on the north, you could, like, as long as you can successfully do it, you're looking at like 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah, but you could also easily get overrun if you remain up there. And then if the next circle goes away again, and the teams that do manage to make their way south, they've positioned themselves better, then you will never get off that hill yourself. So
it's one of those.
Are you looking to stay alive for one more circle and get a couple of kills, or are you looking to stay alive, potentially win the game, and then maybe miss out on 1 or 2 kills? And that's priority that I'd take anything.
Zero goes down. BenQ does get the initial knock, and Merix is super low HP.
Yeah, Metrix is down to low HP. As you can see, nade in hand. Is he going to be able to lob it around the corner? Nope, not going to happen. The explosion does go off. It's going to disrupt some audible cues, but not a whole lot more to it than that. Team Diamond had a pretty decent last day of the group stages on Erangel, and, well, you're not going to get this res. I'm sorry, Ben. Just have to give on your
I get caught in the opening. Just about gets across in time, and he can spot Metrix now. Metrix has nowhere to go, so BenQ can just hold this angle, grab the second kill. Or not.
He's going to go down to blue. I would
no, they've just got in. It's
they are inside now.
Oh, but BenQ's got caught in the open again. Can he land his shots? He just about gets Metrix down.
How was he allowed to win that?
And my only guess is Metrix ran out of ammo.
Something along there, because it looked like it looked like he was reloading. That's a tough one. Unfortunate way to go down when you had the line, you had the shots.
That's
but you weren't able to get them in there. Sicario gone down. Good throw by Eternal. Able to get the flush in there. Noki spotting out Locarux as well. And now they get the flush on towards Noki. So a good trade. Should be able to get the rest on up towards his teammate. And And if this circle goes east once more, I mean, there's literally nothing to play around. It's going to be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, you've got the little shack on the road, but apart from that, like all that area is open.
That's exposed to everything else.
we have the 2 duos in the east that will fight for like the one ridge that there is.
Yeah.
And like whoever wins that is going to be in a really sick position. But that compound in the middle, Flak and Oren, once again, are in a really strong spot. I mean, they now need to sort of shift their focus because they were looking east a lot earlier, and they now need to recognise that no one on the east side is going to push up.
Oh, yeah,
and they have a bunch of solos, a bunch of like stragglers on the west. So if they switch up and they look that way, they can grab a couple kills.
Great shots from enemy. The winner of last game got himself a double kill to finish off that one, and now he's sitting in a, well, I mean, a somewhat decent position to be able to do something here. He'd probably have to push north around, but you can see Flag is focused down south, and I honestly think the only way that enemy will be able to play this from, or Bivashka will be able to play this from, is to push with Lukarooks and Ivers down. As you can see, that kind of is the way that he's running right now, but it will be extremely difficult for him to go unnoticed in that direction.
I mean, I would assume they know he's up there. Shots, but Stimmix has found a friend. It's all about who can win the 1v1. He gets the drop on him.
Sprinting around.
And Hoocher goes down.
Yeah, that was really impressive. I mean, there was a lot of bullets connected to the container, kind of forcing him to go, but at the same time, those bullets and the shots fired also, to some extent, dimmed the audio. Enough that his opponent on the other side couldn't really tell which side it was coming from. So very impressive by Stimmix to not only stay alive but also get the kill there.
Yeah, and he's got himself into the placement points now. So every kill is worth not just 1 but 2. And just the more he survives now, they've already got the 4 kills. This is already going to be a big game for Easy Business. Whether or not he can get any more, and it looks like he might be able to get the drop onto Fight.
Oh yeah, this is a solid 7-point team already.
Him. Yep.
Yeah, Easy Business. What can you do here, Stim? She found one just before.
Oh, I think that nade's good.
Yeah, I figure that one should be right on his feet, and it is perfect throw. Does it get traded? Nope, not gonna happen. It bounces off the fence. Now Figi actually tacked up a little bit from below, and you can see here this run they have coming forward. It's gonna be so damn difficult. Bivashka did try to push down towards Lukarooks and Ivers, but unfortunately they were, I guess you can say, they managed to position themselves before he was ever in a chance to really do anything, so they find him. And now we're down to 5 duos.
Yeah, we have the 3 duos on the east that are sort of like each one has vision on one other team. Like so, Mario and Meisters can see Studd and Tuga, but Tuga can see Ivers and Lukarooks. But if either of them peek anyone, suddenly they're just completely exposed to everyone else.
Yeah. Flag and Orange still inside the circle, pretty much with the entire compound. And I think it's a good thing for them that they're not center anymore, because now they can shift their focus towards the edges. And you can see that's exactly what they're doing. They know there's a team up north that they need to deal with if they want to get out of here, because right now, trying to run out, I mean, that cover that you can see right here, the open field, that was their big buffer in terms of knowing when teams will come towards them, will now become what will be kind of their death push out and across. Tugas, nice knock out of distance over towards Meisters, able to find him there, and this has just become like a full-on mini brawl. There's nothing but minis right now, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Meisters might be going down here, as I think Fight tagged him up a fair few times. But I'm looking at this now, and Oren and Flak only have the 1 kill. So if they can't turn this into a first place, or at least grab a couple more kills now, you have to think it's sort of a missed opportunity, because they've got so late into the circle. They should have a lot of utility left as well. So if they can get the kills on the west, and then turn it into like
even
the top
just
3.
Force them around. I mean, if they can force them around, they have perfect high ground position now.
But there is a position that they Turn of Faith and Fire can play on the ridge, which is exactly where they're going. That they can actually sort of hold out Oren and Flak. But I mean, it is a really rough spot, and Lukarooks is going to try and move on it. But I think Oren already had the angle.
Stret knows for a fact that these guys are over behind the rock, and he's trying to throw all his utility over there. Does have level 3 gear, but the Nomad Warriors can't really find more of it. They as well have a win from earlier today, so same team starting to step up. Eternal does go down. Lukarooks, as you said, was pushing up, and he finds the knock and flushing towards the first one. But now Tuga, what can he do against Maron Meisters behind the rocks?
Yeah, Oren and Flak kind of got saved, because Fai and his teammate, Eternal Faith, got around them, got ahead of them, and were able to sort of get in a position to hold them out. But Lukarooks, with his little ambush, grabs the point, and almost saves the Russian team's life.
Tuga trying to peek around the corner, does spot up Mero. Mero knows exactly where to look for him, though. Trying to quick peek over around the corner, not going to be able to connect anything. Tuga now trying to disengage on it. Separate himself a little, get into a better or new position. I mean, I like the read. Just reposition. You know that there's other teams looking towards you. Just don't play it smart and get into a better position now. And now, ooh, interesting. Ivers goes down. That's from either further away. So Meisters, despite having a team right in front of him, says, no, I'll start shooting at the guy 200 meters away.
Yeah, but like Lukarooks, meanwhile, grabbed another kill on the other I think it was on Fai. So Ori now the last one left from his compound. And I was saying how they need to maximize that game, and it's really not happening. They lost flak. Didn't get any. I don't think they got any points for that because Lukarok's got both kills. So if you can get the kill onto Lukarok, suddenly he's in a pretty decent position. But it's looking rough on the west.
I mean, it's going to be a good game nonetheless. We're already securing quite a few placement points, so not the worst scenario. Istrat around the corner. Maro spotted out. Now that's Tuga seeing him. I don't think a lot will come off of these jump shots. Unfortunately, it tries to. But it's not that easy. Meister's around the corner once more, all by himself. It does have full HP though, but only a half clip to go with right now. Does manage to get it reloaded, spots out one more, and great double headshot coming in. Secures himself not only the knock, but also one more placement by staying alive for that much longer. Tuga now by himself up against Lukarooks with a hilltop advantage. But who can spot who from here? Meisters, I don't think he's in a hurry to get this flush right now. He needs to figure out where in the hell Lukarooks is and how he can avoid being seen by him, because he has to push towards this circle somehow.
Yeah, Ivers wasn't able to cross to the western side of this road, but Lukarooks got up there and just got rid of everyone. Like, he got, I think, 3 or 4 kills from that area on the studios, and he gets another one, just rips Meisters off the map. And now, sort of a 1v1. I think he knows Istrid's down, but whether he knows that Istrid's down over there, or if, like, Tuga can get the res, I'm not sure, but they're already up to 8 kills. So this is a massive game for Back to Lucid.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for Lukarooks to get a win here. Would be a 19-point game. Should he be able to bring this one home? Wait, no, he got the knock on. Oh, wait, no, it was Meister's knock on towards Istrid. Oh, no helmet for Meisters. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. He gets the headshot and the kill. Guaranteed 19-point game for Back to Lucid, and that has got to bump them up massively.
Yeah, Orin and Flak were in such a good position to turn that into a massive game, and they allowed Eternal Faith and Fire to get in front of them, and Lukarok sort of used that to his advantage to get 3 kills from it, and get rid of both teams, and then suddenly he had half the circle to himself, had the high ground, and then just used that to just win the game.
It was tough. I mean, it was really, really tough for them. Once Lukarooks got up on the hillside, as you said, I mean, once he decided to reposition with the vehicles from Eternal and his teammate coming in, they were essentially caught in the pincer between 2 teams. There's just no way in hell they were leaving that compound. That's where, I mean, you talked about it before, but that's where those compounds can become your enemy when you sit around for too long.
Yeah, if you can't use them to get rid of the people around you, if you sort of just chill and let people move around you, then like that's when it comes back to bite you. And that's exactly what happened. And I mean, yes, they were still a good game. They still got, I think they got 1 kill in 4th place in the end, so a 6-point game rather. But it could have been so much more.
Sure, it could have. And that's I mean, that's one of the many difficulties of this, not only duos, but just competitive PUBG in general. Is you're so comfortable in that compound. The hardcover really, it's so comfortable, but knowing when to disengage, or like knowing when to push out, even maybe before it kind of seems to make sense to do so. That's the hard read. That's the difficult thing. So Lukarooks just double taps. Only needed 1 bullet though. He wasn't at full HP, and that was a man without a helmet, so he is going to go down. And that's gonna be it for Miramar in terms of this tournament. We do have 2 more Rango games coming up in just a few, guys. We're gonna take a short break. Stick around. Say then I'll be right back.